Over the last year, I've been on a mission to find a routine that actually works. And so far, I've been testing it in segments. I tried a scientifically perfect morning routine and then a scientifically perfect night routine. But the problem with that? Well, there's this massive chunk in the middle of those two where I'm just still not living my best life. And if you want to see what that looks like, feel free to follow me on Instagram at @EleanorL And if you've ever thought that you might want to see me 24 hours a day, boy, have I got a treat for you. I'm starting a subathon over on my Twitch on the 27th of September. So if you've always wondered what it'd be like just to have constant access to my face, there we are. I decided it was high time I combined the best tried and tested elements of both the scientifically perfect morning and night routines and added in scientifically backed processes to help me bridge the gap between them. So for 7 whole days, I embarked on a mission to live my life perfectly, according to science. Kind of. I'm gonna speedrun the steps that I've covered in more detail in the previous videos, so feel free to go and explore those if you're curious about more of these things in depth. Starting bright and early, you gotta wake up between 5 and 6 a.m. This is just so you can maximize your productivity and also allow you to get breakfast in at a decent time, because spoiler, intermittent fasting is a tried and highly advocated part of most scientifically perfect night routines, with some studies showing that fasting for at least 12 hours every single night can help you regulate your sleep-wake cycles by allowing proper time for rest and digest before sleep. Plus, getting up at the same time every single morning also helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle, which means that you have an easier time waking up. Hydrate. You must drink between 500 milliliters and 1 liter immediately. You are about 55 to 60% water, babe. Not drinking enough water is one of the biggest causes of mental fogginess, but can also damage your metabolism and restorative capabilities. 5 to 10 minutes of meditation. Meditating helps to lower cortisol levels, and as cortisol is the stress hormone, you'll find yourself feeling more relaxed and better prepared for your day if you give yourself a little bit of mindful meditation. The next part of the routine is to brush your teeth and do some basic skincare, hygiene, you know. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain to you why this is important, don't be gross. I then did a lymphatic drainage facial massage, which is a gentle massage that stimulates the lymphatic system in your face. Reported benefits are that it improves circulation, which can help reduce wrinkles, but it also can help with the body's detoxification process by pushing toxins and waste from the lymph nodes. And as a bonus, it can help to relieve congestion and sinus pressure. I feel like this makes a massive difference to my face in terms of the puffiness that I have in the morning. Some studies have shown that lymphatic drainage massages can help get rid of excess water retention. And then it's important to slap on that SPF, because guess what, bestie? We're gonna go outside. It is now time for me to do my stretching, which I will of course be doing with the help of Trainwell, who conveniently happens to be the sponsor of this part of today's video. Trainwell recently changed their name from Copilot, so you may be more familiar with that name as I've worked with them a lot in the past. They changed their name just to make it super clear that they are not the AI. There is an AI called Copilot, 'tis not them. Brand new name, but same very human approach. So I'm now gonna do my flexibility flow, which is a 15-minute stretching routine in my Trainwell app. Trainwell is an incredible app that matches you with your very own virtual trainer who creates fully customizable, personalized workouts based on your goals and your schedule. This allows you to get a workout in that does exactly what you want it to do, anytime, from anywhere. And all you have to do is take a fun little quiz where they match you with a personal trainer who best suits your needs. I matched with Brooke. We live, laugh, love Brooke on the Ellbat YouTube channel. Some of you even told me on the last integration I did with Trainwell that you also have Brooke as your personal trainer, and I tried to not get jealous. Truly, I did. Because, you know, sharing is caring. I've been using the Trainwell app and working with Brooke for almost 1.5 years, which I know YouTubers say things like this and they don't really mean it, but I have the receipts. I have been using Trainwell since March 2023, since I first made a video covering their app. And you might just be thinking, well, maybe she did it for a month. She hit it and quit it, if you will. No, April 2023. May 2023. I've been here, all right? I've been doing the workouts. Have you? Would you like to? Click the link in the description down below. Since starting Trainwell, I have had quite a few issues with my health, and that has been something that Brooke has been able to adapt to incredibly. I just send Brooke a message saying, hey, this feels too hard today, and Brooke can adjust the intensity of the workout to match where I'm at. And having that human connection is massive in making sure you hit your goals, and my main goal is consistency. So when my health kind of gets in the way way of that, it can feel really frustrating. But Brooke is so reassuring and always manages to try and nudge me in a positive direction. One of the best parts about Trainwell is just how customizable it is. Whether you have access to a gym or not, whether you only do workouts at home, whether you only have 2 weights and you've got a leg injury, Trainwell can come up with the perfect routine for you. And at the end of your workouts, you give a little bit of feedback to your trainer, and if you didn't like something or you found it too easy, too hard, you can tell them that, and then they can make changes for the next time you do your workouts. Also, the fact that I don't have to think about what to do at the gym is a lifesaver. Making a decision is very hard for me. I am a Libra. Click my Trainwell, formerly Copilot link down below to get 14 days free with your very own expert personal trainer. Everyone, please give a massive thank you to Trainwell for sponsoring another video. Stretching done. I've now got to go do a little 2-for-1. I'm gonna go meet a friend to go for a walk, and whilst I'm walking, I'm gonna be getting that exercise in, but I'm also gonna be getting exposure to natural sunlight. And that is very important. Not only does exercising in the morning lower your blood pressure, but getting outside is a huge win for your sleep-wake cycle. Morning sun rays have higher UV, which reduces melatonin production in the body. Melatonin is the hormone that triggers the sleep part of the sleep-wake cycle, and light halts its production, which means that you will wake up faster and stay alert for longer during the day. Also, little bonus for those of you who are looking for metabolism regulation, because cortisol is higher in the morning, it means that your body is more likely to pull energy from fat reserves, which can help with weight management. It's time for the part of the routine that's actually difficult to get through. It's the cold shower. This is one of the ones that you really do adjust to, by the way. It's really awful the first few days that you do it. And then by kind of like day 3, you're over it. You know what to expect. You know it's coming. Is it pleasant? Not whilst you're doing it, but afterwards you feel like a wellness guru. This is probably the only thing in the routine that is actually very easy to implement, because most people have a shower before work, before school anyway, so all you're doing is just changing the temperature dial. A little bit harder to achieve in the winter. I do think you have to have like metaphorical or physical balls of steel for that to work. I don't, so I think I will probably be foregoing this in the winter months, but the afterwards is really nice, especially if it's hot. You do just feel better than everyone else, and if that's not motivation, I don't know what is. I have made an entire video about cold showers before, and I talked about it at length in my morning routine video, so I'm just going to give you the TLDR. Research has shown that regular cold exposure can decrease inflammation and muscle soreness, enhance immune function and cognitive performance, and can even aid in reducing some of the symptoms of depression and anxiety. The thing about a cold shower that I think is quite a unique experience is that it's really uncomfortable at the time, and it's all you can think about, and it consumes your entire brain, which can be quite nice if you're someone whose brain shouts at you a lot. But the second you step out, all that discomfort is gone. The one thing I would recommend if you're going to try doing cold showers for the first time, put a song on that lasts around 2 minutes, because if you use a timer, you'll constantly be checking it, thinking about it, and it makes it more painful, I'll be honest. If you put a song on, a good song, a little bop if you will, it feels a lot more bearable. You have a little boogie. All right, I'm gonna do my skincare routine now, wash my face. This is my favorite part of the day. I just feel like I get really gunky when I sleep. I don't know if anyone else has this. Also, yes, I will be reapplying SPF, of course. I do have to change first. I am gonna change pretty much back into the exact same clothes you saw me in before, purely because of the fact that it is really hot. So take from that what you will. Ta-da. Sorry, I've always wanted to do one of those. Then it's time to moisturise, because we've got to look after our skin. Moisturising can help your skin remain supple, which can help combat the signs of aging, but it can also help it with its restorative capabilities. Then it is time to eat a nutritious breakfast of high protein, good fats, and of course, carbs. By having a breakfast that's full in protein, good fats and carbs, you're helping to keep your blood sugar and energy levels stable throughout the day, which can help to prevent fatigue. High protein and good fats help you to keep your metabolism moving regularly. Not only that, but eating a proper breakfast is really important if you've been fasting overnight, because the whole point of doing the intermittent fasting is to help you regulate your metabolic function. In order to do that, you need to break the fast and get yourself used to having a really nutritious breakfast. When I was looking at scientifically perfect ways to work, there were lots of different methods that came up, obviously, because There's no one scientifically perfect way to do anything. Spoiler. It depends very much on who you are and how your brain works. So for this video, I actually tested out 2 different methods and they're incredibly popular. One is called the Pomodoro technique and the other is called time blocking. The Pomodoro technique is essentially where you work for 25 minutes and then give yourself a 5-minute break, which means within an hour you get a 10-minute break, 50 minutes of work. Scientifically speaking, 25 minutes is about the amount of time that you can get the most work done and stay focused on just one task. So by giving yourself the 5-minute break at that point, you don't exhaust your attention span, you keep your anxiety and stress levels down, and you're also helping yourself remain productive. I don't know if any of you have this, but I have noticed that if I'm on a timer, I feel like I work faster. And I don't feel like the quality of my work diminishes either. I think it might just be a cheat code. I am gonna now... I don't know what my neighbours are doing, but there is a lot of banging. And not the kind I usually advocate for. Another part of this routine is making sure that every hour you are standing and moving around for at least 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do, 2 for 1 here, I am actually going to raise my desk to standing. And this means that during my next POM session, I'm also getting in the required amount of standing up. And the reason why standing up is so important and moving around is so important is because we are quite sedentary? Right, one of those is a rock. Which is anyone's guess. Essentially, because of the way the society works, most of us have office jobs. And this means that we find ourselves sitting down for long periods of time. This is not very good for your body. It's not good for your back. It's not good for your blood flow. Research has shown that standing up and moving more throughout the day can actually help increase your productivity, but also your creative flow. Set a timer and stand up for at least 5 minutes every hour. The other technique is called time blocking, and time blocking has become incredibly popular in recent years. You'll often see people whose whole kind of thing is productivity bang on about time blocking a lot. Time blocking is a technique that I feel like sounds incredibly obvious, but for some reason I have never done in quite this way. You essentially group your day into blocks of time, obviously, because it's called time blocking. This is shocking no one. And then for each time slot, you have a specific thing that you do. Often you'll find that you get what you need done in the time that you allotted to it, purely because that was the time allotted. It's based on the idea that if you have a certain amount of time to do a task will essentially expand itself to take the length of time that you dedicate to it. And there's a lot of scientific backing to suggest that this is true, not just like something that some random dude made up on Twitter. So if you give yourself a time block that's perhaps a bit tighter, you're more likely to actually get the task done within that time because you work faster and you work more efficiently because that's the time slot allocated. It's massively helped my productivity, but it's also massively helped me understand how my brain likes to work, which is why doing routines like this are so fun. Daily vitamins and minerals. Every single day of this week, I made this smoothie with a scoop of the Shreddy Daily Greens, which has 100% of most of the vitamins and minerals that I struggle to consume in my daily diet. Then it is finally time for coffee. A huge part of every single scientifically perfect morning routine is that you have to delay your caffeine intake by at least 2 hours after waking up. Delayed caffeine consumption aids in maximizing energy by resetting your sleep-wake circadian rhythm. This is because when you wake up, your body has a spike in cortisol, the stress hormone, that helps to clear adenosine from your body. Adenosine is a neurotransmitter that builds up throughout the day to make you tired. As you sleep, it gradually reduces so that by the time you wake up, you're actually alert. But if you don't get enough sleep, your body doesn't have the time to clear out this adenosine, so you wake up feeling groggy. Your body then uses cortisol to clear out any remaining adenosine and wake you up. The process of cortisol clearing out remaining adenosine usually takes about an hour or 2. But here's the kicker. If you have a cup of coffee immediately when you wake up, you interrupt this process because the caffeine in coffee blocks your adenosine receptors. So whilst this might mean that you feel instantly awake because the caffeine has hit you, once it wears off, the full impact of that lingering adenosine in your body, it'll hit you like a truck. And the worst part is, not only do you feel groggy, but because you haven't cleared out that adenosine, you've delayed your sleep-wake cycle, which means by the time you want to go to sleep, there's not been a big enough gap of time between when your body finally cleared out that adenosine and when it wants to start producing melatonin to make you tired again. Okay, work's done. It is time for me to go and work out. All have afternoon sex. It's either or, according to science. research suggests that working out in the afternoon may be better for boosting strength and muscle growth. A bunch of Finnish researchers found that muscles grow at a faster rate when working out in the afternoon compared to when working out at other times of the day. This was due to several factors, like your body temperature being higher in the afternoon, which can improve muscle function and strength, enzyme activity, endurance. It could be to do with hormonal fluctuations. For example, hormones like testosterone peak in the afternoon, which means that you could get better performance and results out of your workout. Alternatively, you can just have sex, which can not only improve your mood through a process of stress reduction due to the release of endorphins and oxytocin, which are the hormones that contribute to feelings of happiness and relaxation, but it can also give you a better quality of sleep. A study in the Journal of Sleep Research found that the release of oxytocin and prolactin during sex can promote relaxation and improve sleep patterns. Also, regular sexual activity can boost the immune system. A study in the Psychological Reports Journal found that the individuals who have sex 1 to 2 times per week have higher levels of immunoglobulin A, which is an antibody that plays a crucial role in immune system functioning, which is definitely why you should change your bed sheets. Not only because a study conducted by the New York St. Lawrence University revealed that a messy room can lead to a poor night's sleep and increased anxiety, but there is some research to show that correlation between how often people wash their bed sheets and how satisfied they reported being with their sleep. And if you want an added bonus, sleeping on silk pillowcases has shown a slight correlation to a better night's sleep and improvement in skin's appearance, which to be honest might help increase your chances of sharing those nice crisp sheets with someone for a little 4 p.m. rendezvous. I really like these silk pillows. I got these ones on sale, so they weren't as expensive as they usually are, because they can be quite expensive. But you can also get cheaper versions on Amazon. These ones are from Slip. I've linked them in my Shop My Shelf, which I don't think I've actually spoken about in a video before. In my description, there's a thing called Shop My, and if you click on it, it basically takes you to a website where I've linked all of the products that I've used in my videos. I get a lot of people asking me what X thing is or where to buy this thing that I tested in the video. It's all on there. Most of it's affiliate links, just so you're aware, but that doesn't cost you anything. It just means that if you do buy things, I get a percentage of your sale given to me by the company. So, I mean, you're doing me a solid. I've been using these since the last time I did a night routine video, and I genuinely love them. There is such a difference, and I think it's mostly an emotional difference. I feel like a princess, resting my dainty little face upon a soft silky pillow. Shout out Queen Lizzie, because she defo had a silk pillowcase. They are expensive though, so I only have 2 silk pillows. The rest are my linen ones, and this is a cotton sheet. Workout done, I had time to do a few house chores to tidy up my environment before doing something creative. Doing something creative is often incredibly overlooked in daily routines, but it's actually incredibly important. It can boost your mood, reduce stress, enhance cognitive function, and improve your mental health. Then it was time for a sunset walk, and you may be noticing a little theme here with trying to go outside and experience the sun. And the reason for that is because light plays the largest role in regulating your sleep-wake cycle. When it's light, it wakes you up. When it's dark, it makes you want to go to sleep. Artificial light can sometimes trick your body into thinking it's still daytime and completely mess up the amount of melatonin or adenosine you're producing. As a result, you can end up finding it really difficult to sleep when it's nighttime. So by going outside, you're helping to naturally show your body that the sun is setting, which means you'll probably want to go to sleep soon. And not only that, but exercise is incredibly good for you. It can reduce your cortisol levels and help you feel less tense and pressured at the very end of the day. This can help you sleep better. Once I got back from my walk, it was time to cook dinner, and I only cooked dinner about 3 times this week because I actually meal prep. Not only does it save time and promote healthier eating, but it can actually help reduce stress, save money, improve your nutrition intake, and help with portion control. Why did I prep high carb, high protein meals, you ask? Well, I'm gonna actually borrow a little bit of my previous nighttime routine video to kind of explain this, because the science is very sciencey, so bear with me, buckle in, okay? Another big part of the routine is making sure you have enough carbs and protein for dinner. Some people might think this is just because eating a lot of carbohydrates can put you into what people call a food coma, and then you just want to take a nap, but it's actually a bit of science behind it. Protein-dense foods like beef, lamb, pork, pork, poultry, dairy, as well as nuts, seeds, whole grains, and legumes are all rich in an essential amino acid called tryptophan. Tryptophan is used in the biosynthesis of proteins, but what we're most interested in for this video is the fact that tryptophan is a precursor to the neurotransmitter serotonin. When your serotonin is at normal levels, you can feel more focused, emotionally stable, happier, and calmer. But what you might not know is that serotonin is synthesized by tryptophan hydroxylase into melatonin. So in an incredibly oversimplified way, the more tryptophan you have, the more serotonin you have, the happier you are, but also the more melatonin you end up having, which means the sleepier you are. And you might be thinking that's great, but why do we need the carbohydrates? Some studies have shown that a high carbohydrate meal increases the uptake of tryptophan by your brain, which in turn increases the synthesis of serotonin and melatonin. So overall, having a high protein, high carbohydrate diet should set you up to have the most tryptophan possible, the most serotonin possible, then the most melatonin possible. Sorry for the science lesson. After eating, I had a warm shower because research has shown that a warm bath or shower an hour or two before bed can actually help you unwind and fall asleep faster. This is because you lower your core temperature, which is a circadian sleep signal that triggers the need for sleep. I exfoliated and moisturized to help restore and repair my skin barrier and health, and then cracked on with doing some light stretching before bed using my Trainwell app. Not only is this really good because it helps with blood flow, which alleviates tension that's existing in your muscles from the day, but it also can be conducive to a deeper and more restful sleep. You're helping to aid in muscle recovery, which can increase your sleep quality. A really big part of this routine is to try and avoid artificial lights, and particularly blue lights, an hour before bed, because that can interfere with your melatonin production. This one is really hard for most people, and I do think is quite unrealistic in my opinion, so I tend to turn night shift onto my devices and try to keep my lamps to a low setting. I found that reading was a great substitute for doom scrolling on my phone, and having an uncaffeinated tea or similar warm beverage of choice right before bed is a really good recommendation to help relax you and further lower your core temperature. My personal recommendation is chamomile because it is a mild tranquilizer. Overall, I think I've been more productive, happier, and felt generally more rested this week than I have in a while. So I think it's fair to say that the science is truly sciencing. But this routine is incredibly long and it's quite restrictive in places, which means I don't think it's the most practical. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Could you see yourself doing this? Or would you rather just pick and choose the best parts? Thank you so much to Trainwell for sponsoring part of today's video. Remember to click the link in the description down below to get your very own expert personal trainer. See you next week.